everybody since like I was like I don't know, a baby.
A baby? How old are you now?
5.
5. Happy Sunday morning. So you got to see what Mo got this morning. But there's more clips I'm going to insert through this garden update and show and tell. And I named it that for a reason. But I hope your Sunday morning's going great. We are just getting ready for the monsoon rain like we haven't had enough. But I'm in the garden greenhouse. I'll show you what it looks like. We've been doing a lot of cleaning. And we have a machine. That's all I can tell you what it is. Getting ready to build the frames for the garden beds. Put the shade cloth on. It won't be today like we had planned because of the rain. But I'm going to turn this around. Show you how everything looks in here. And y'all, I don't think those kumquats gonna make it. But I'll let y'all be the judge of it. All right, let's walk on in. I have some of my bigger pots cleaned and stored here. And on this table, that was some suckers from this morning. And we put them in pots. Well, y'all, I didn't think about it till I set them on the table. And I was like, hey, ding dong. Just go ahead and plant them. Get you another round going. Well, I didn't mark them because that was not my intention. So we have some mystery suckers. And then here is those kumquats, y'all. I don't see life nowhere in here. But they said 15 days and we're knocking on it. 15 days. We still have a few loquats. And I don't know what he has planting here. I don't have a clue. And then down here is the overflow where we have washed the pots that we had, and they are ready for planting again. And here is that, I think it's a table saw. No, that ain't a table saw. Hey, what's this machine called?
Chop saw.
Chop saw.
Miter saw.
Miter saw. Yeah, I was far from, I told y'all it was a machine. But that's what he's supposed to be using to cut our frame. And Rain says no. Over here is the figs. Y'all, they are Cadillacing. We showed y'all a couple of weeks ago. They're loaded in roots. What you got there?
Sifting that out of the compost pile.
Oh, let me show them.
I sifted a couple of buckets out. Checking some of it's ready on the bottom. It's still got a long ways to go.
Oh, that's pretty.
This is all good stuff. I went and run it through the sifter.
Y'all, look at that. I'm telling you what, now these are the contenders. These beans are loaded. But let's go around and look at them from the front side. Oh, I see a zinnia about to be spent. And I'm not sure any of you know, most of you probably know, but there's a certain way to cut a zinnia for them to come back. And I'll tell you what, let me see if I can get down here. While we're standing here, I'm going to follow the stem. We're going to reach the second double of leaves. But down here, where it forks, you want to cut it right here in this well. And that will then force a new shoot to come all the way up. Now, they may not all be this long. They may only go here and fork. But where they fork out, you cut that particular spent flower. All right, we're at the gold rush. Remember, we have this bed and this bed. And let me dig in here and show y'all. Look at this, y'all. I mean, this is throughout all the beans. Here's some contenders. Well, y'all saw the handful Cameron and I got yesterday. And here's the Cherokee yellow wax beans that I got from Deep South Homestead. Miss Wanda sent them to me. But I know some of you may question, why are they laying over? See, let's go slow. And you're going to see a lot of them that are laid over and they're not running up. That's because I planted these before he could dig in the back and get the panel. So, of course, next year I will plant the seeds right at the panel. But I didn't have the window for him to be off to put this up. So that's why you're gonna see a lot of them laying over. The 3 pepperoncinis, they're growing. They're doing fine. And this is the hot cayennes. Now these are the ones that I started. And look. Now I still have some pop knots. Can you see this? See right here from the hail. That's not from bugs. That was from that little hail that we got. Our poblanos are just about to take off. Of course, we don't have constant heat. It's 90, goes down to 50 and 60, back up to 80. It's crazy. So nothing is consistent. But once it does start warming up and staying steady, these things are Cadillac. And yes, I have not harvested. I didn't have time last week, guys. But the stalks are huge. I've got to get these up. Now these cayennes, look at them. They are just everywhere, loaded. But let me tell you something. Both of these are in 100% shade. And remember, this is the cucumbers that I thought I had planted cantaloupe. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'll explain to y'all in a minute. That's fertilizer, but we're going to do a show and tell. Now, in this bed, I have a tender, sweet... Oop, I see ants. See that? Oop, gotta get them gone. In this bed, I've got tender, sweet orange melon. I just started those seeds 4 days ago. And here is 1 bush sugar baby and 1 crimson. And he's going to build the ramp going that away. The other cucumber doing great. Here's our mystery potato bed. Remember the overflow? I need 30 days. Might not get 30 days, but guys, y'all saw what we harvested off of 1. I think Cameron pulled 1. And we had that for supper with a few potatoes left over. Guys, look. Now, this is a true ladybug, not an Asian beetle. And there's 2 of them. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to disturb y'all. Oh, Lord, only Lippy would do something like this. Y'all, I got so excited. I wasn't thinking. Sorry, we didn't mean to invade your privacy. That's a true ladybug. Not them Asian beetles that people think is ladybugs. Whew, I done got a hot flash. Big difference from last Sunday, isn't it? I told y'all they was Cadillacing. Look back here. But when it warms up, I got to get this one off. Anytime I'm finding a broke leaf, I've been pulling it off. But as we start getting consistent warm temperature, guys, we're going to be fine. But look at these sweet potatoes. I'm pleased. Here's a little shot of the herbs. I'm going to start harvesting some oregano. Because look, y'all. Yeah. It's time to go ahead and trim it down. I'll trim it to about right here. Harvest all the good leaves and let it go again. Look at this lemon balm. Remember, I told y'all that's good bug deterrent. I'm going to be trimming some parsley and getting it dried. Here's our mint, more oregano. There's the apple mint. Look at the difference, guys, just in... What was it? Last Sunday, I think, or Monday. Whenever I just took y'all in the garden for a little bit. Look at that. So, in what, the last 5 days? Okay, let's start at the row. And I know y'all can see blooms everywhere. But guys, I'm going to tell you what, a paste has never fared well for me. I've got a couple of growing. But these San Marzano paste tomatoes, I'm going to tell you what. There's 4 right there. I do believe if they continue doing what they're doing, this is going to be my new go-to paste. Oh, let's get that stinky stuff off. And I might have just given away what that stinky stuff is. Can y'all look down in there? Look at that. Now here's that summer pick. You remember the whole, this and this, there was a limb that came and just broke it off. Now it's got some tomatoes on it, but guys, it's fragile. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's in bad shape. But this one, you know, and like I said, it was just a small branch is what it was. But it must have hit just right. This one's fine. And that's a summer pick. Now here's our 2 Romas. So far, not bad. Better than they've normally been. See, can you see down in there? I mean, they're loaded. There's one right back in there. Loaded with blooms. So, I mean, you know, it could have been the brand. But I'm so far a San Marzano fan. And here's a telltale right here. This basil. Normally this time of year, the basil should be about like that. We don't have consistent temps. But I tell you what, it's working in favor for the tomatoes. So, I mean, you know, it's got to be a trade-off. I would rather have stumpy basil and prolific tomatoes. Because once the heat sets in, it's a struggle from there on. And we'll just scan on down. Because I'm skipping certain things for a reason. I may be going too fast. But I just want y'all to get a good visual. I mean, you know, they're growing. I did fertilize. We will talk about that. Don't do like Lippy and just sling it and then you get it on the leaves. Good thing it's going to rain. I'll probably get the water hose and wash that off. And I did clip them back up. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. Don't be a Lippy. I'm going to have to get that water hose. Ooh, that stuff stinks. Uh-huh. How many of you guess what that stuff is?
Some leaves.
You was raking some leaves?
Yeah, and then I was smoothing out some dirt.
You are such a great worker.
And then I started smoothing some dirt out.
Uh-huh.
Because it's really like hard ground and all of that, so I wanted to make it like soft dirt.
So you wanted to break the dirt up? Yes. Yeah, that was smart.
I was raking it up with this side, and then I was like,
All right, show us what was you raking it up with first?
this.
Uh-huh.
Part.
Show Mama. Yeah, and then what did you do?
And then I was smoothing it.
Oh, you turn it around to smooth it.
Yeah.
That is very brilliant, son.
You want to come look at it?
Yeah, we'll come look at it in a minute when Mama gets through with her garden update.
All right.
That's a deal?
Yeah. But that's doing very good right there.
What'd you say?
That's doing very good.
That is doing very good.
Pull it off. Yeah.
That's a no-heat jalapeno. Okay, here is the 2 tomatoes, remember, that have no name. I need to put a stake in there. I haven't done that yet. Here is our yellow squash. Yes, I did it again. Now, what you're going to see down here, this white powder, that is my Captain Jack. But you'll also see the black pepper, and then, of course, you'll see some fertilizer, and we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, let's take a walk down here. And oops. I know what y'all are wanting to see. Y'all are wanting to see the Hosinator. There you go. I have done nothing else till today or this morning I did, if you can see the darkness, let me back up. Do you see there's a darkness around? It's because I fertilized, and I'm going to let the rainwater filter it in. You can get a better visual of how I went around the plant, and I did this to all of them with fertilizer. You can kind of see it at this angle too. But guys, look how big these are. They have caught up with the other ones, and this was the third round. This is, see that white stuff down in there? That's that Captain Jack. Like I said, I saw that one neem, and I was like, But we're loaded. You can see in there, we're loaded with zucchini. Look at this squash, y'all. I mean, all the way around. Cucumbers are coming on. Cucumbers are doing good here. Remember them little bitty small ones we planted, what, 2 weeks ago? They're finally coming up. Hi. Now there's that, the only cherry tomato we have, and that's called a sun gold. And I did put a cage on it because it is an indeterminate. Here is that little tomato, y'all, that was growing in the starter soil box. Don't know what it is, but hey, it's growing. All right, the bell peppers are doing good. But I want to show y'all the bell that we harvested yesterday with our beans. And here's the other one. Look at that. It says LIPPYS California Bell. Guys, this was the plant. Well, this was the seeds from the organic bell peppers I purchased in the store. It was the first one to produce bell peppers. So I hope you guys are going to have the same good results. Okay, let's talk about show and tell. And my nose itches. The reason why I wanted to do a show and tell is because a lot of you, and it's probably me, I'm confusing people when I say, okay, I'm going to feed it this number, this number, this number, and I'm going to feed this. And I do not want to confuse anyone. So let's start with there's 2 vegetables that's growing in my garden that I use the More Bloom on, and that is a 0-10-10. I do fertilize my flowers with this, the zinnias and the dahlias and the little pollinators. But as far as the vegetables, is all of the green beans, meaning the Cherokee yellow wax beans, the Gold Rush, the Contenders. That's the 3 varieties that I'm growing. So I'm feeding them a 0-10-10. Beans do not like nitrogen. They don't. So they really need the phosphorus and they need the potassium, okay? I got this stuff all over me. I'm also feeding my sweet potatoes. I had mentioned I fed them a 0-10-10. Remember, I guess that was last week. Now I'm doing half strength. Very little to the sweet potatoes. But guys, you know they needed some help to get on up. And they're doing great now. You saw that. But this is what I will feed them again. And I will go probably full strength because I'm mixing this with the rainwater from the rain catchment. So I will feed them in probably another 10 days. And then I can, start backing off. And maybe the rain will get gone and just be a normal shower every week. Wouldn't that be lovely? But this is what I am feeding only my beans and only my sweet potatoes. Okay. Now, I confused some people when I talked about tomatoes. Tomatoes, once they get up, you start seeing a bloom, you don't want that nitrogen. You want your nitrogen to be the lowest number from your NPK. So, for instance, your NPK should look like something like a 5.66, a 3.68, or a 3.44. And that's where this garden tone comes in. And it stinks to high heaven. We have big bags, and Buddy fills this one up for me, and because I can't lift the bag. Guys, and it won't burn. This is what y'all saw me feed, or I showed y'all what was around the plants, is this garden tome. I also feed my cucumbers the same thing, because cucumbers, there again, is not a high nitrogen feeder. So it doesn't matter which brand of fertilizer you're using. When you start seeing some blooms on your tomatoes and your cucumbers especially, that's when you need to back. Now, you don't back off to a 0, no. But you need that nitrogen to be the lowest number. And keep your phosphorus one number above your potassium. But if you can't do that, a 3-4-4 is the way to go. Or like I said, you could do a 3-8-8, just as long as that nitrogen stays low. Now, let's move to zucchini and squash. Zucchini and squash are heavy phosphorus feeders, meaning that's where the number 6 is, okay? The number 3 is your potash, your potassium. This is like a centrum vitamin. This is the health of the plant. This is going to give you the girth, and it's going to help produce the bloom. And like I said, I don't want to overload, but this may be these 3 things, because it's what I personally use, will now kind of help. Y'all are getting a visual, you're seeing the numbers, and you're understanding. So, you know, if you're taking notes, okay, Lippy said feed beans with this. And, you know, Lippy said feed tomatoes and cucumbers with this. So if y'all have that, you can write it. And then over time, it become, you know, like the back of my hand. I can tell you exactly what this needs, what that needs, according to what you grow now. Y'all may not eat the way we eat. You know, I always say, grow what you eat. I'm not a scientist. Now, he's doing the cucamelons. That was 1 bucket. But I'm not going to fill my garden up with stuff that, 1, I'm not going to eat, or 2, I don't know about that, because it's foreign to me. I grow to eat and pray I can put it up. And that's how Buddy and I garden. Very simple. Now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do about my winter stuff, because, y'all, I got to start some winter stuff like now. So he has an idea. We'll see. I think it's going to work. I hope it's going to work. We got the buckets. We just got to go get some dirt if we're going to make it happen. And he's thinking about extending the garden, not with the beds, but just with ground cover, because we still have ground cover. And just set the buckets on that, and that'll be fine. And then figure out what to do on the outside down the road. But anyhow, I've got to edit this. I got to go and watch the boys. I got to get ready to feed them lunch. And y'all see it's getting darker the more I sit here. Yeah, it's probably going to come in early. And I can feel it. You can, when you smell rain, rain is on you. So, tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be able to, tomorrow's Monday, I'll probably be able to put something out tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday, there might not be a video. And I'll explain down the road why. But I hope your Sunday's going well. As always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I will see y'all on the next one. I hope I made sense this time. Bye, y'all. That hand stinks, and I washed it.